Hello, parents and guardians. My name is Mr. Harris. I'm your child's honors biology teacher. I also teach AP biology at the high school if your child chooses to pursue bio after this year. And I also teach every other year a class called medical biology. This is my 7th year at VHS. I'm sure some of you know me from previous years with siblings in my class. And actually my 17th year overall teaching bio. So I hope your child is in good hands, you know? It's certainly been a different start to the year, and this is a different back to school night, goes without saying. I would say that it's a little strange meeting people for the first time on a Google Meet. But it's been a lot better than I expected in terms of getting the year off to a positive start, getting kids engaged. I feel like my goals in this remote environment are not that different from if we were in the building together, which is just to say that I want to always make biology and the biology classroom an inviting place, a welcoming place, a place where students feel safe. I want to pique their interest. I want to make them curious about science. I want to make them confident about science, even if they don't go on to pursue a lot more science in say a science major or a biology major in college. Even if they're not on that path at all, I'd like them in the future to look back on their high school experience with biology and see it as something that was exciting, fun, and gave them a little bit of perspective about life. Which, if we think back on our bio experience and our high school experiences, I'm not sure that's always the case, but hopefully for some of you at least it was. And so, I like to have a lot of fun in the class, and also expect a high level from them in their work. If you're curious about what topics we touch on in biology or how the class is structured, I have attached that. I don't know if it's so much of a syllabus, but I call it my course overview doc. And on the, I'm certainly not going to go through every detail on there in this presentation. But if you scroll down to the second page, you can see a unit overview, which is written in a student-friendly and I guess parent-friendly kind of way as well. So if you want to get a sense of the scope and sequence of the class, it's there. And there's some details there about grading policy and classroom procedures, but I don't think I need to go into the details too much in this video, other than to say that I hope the parents, those of you that have had me before, would agree with me on this assessment. I try to be a flexible person in terms of working with you and your kid on any issues that come up. If there's ever any questions about their grade or missing assignments, I am always happy to have those conversations and do what works best for you and the student. I really do see, it sounds a little cheesy, I suppose, but I really do see this as a service job where I am, I don't know if directly working for you is the way I say it, but I certainly want to do everything in my power to do right by you and your child. And I always hope to be in good communication with you about anything that comes up during the year. What else do I need to say here? Google Classroom. I'm sure a lot of teachers are saying this, but I've got information about how to get on the Google Classroom on the doc. Now, the students join it, actually this year they were joined automatically, but they'll have a classroom code if they need to get into it. Parents and guardians need to be invited. A lot of you already are from being, I guess, in the system from HBW. But if you can't access the biology classroom, the Google Classroom that is, and you would like to, just shoot me an email. My email is on the doc that you have there. It's charris@Verona Schools. And I just type in your email to Google Classroom and you become a parent or guardian on the classroom. But as I said, a lot of you already are on my list. So you should be able to see the classroom. And if that's something that you have some questions about and want to follow up with an email, please do so. In terms of materials, I'd like them to have, there's no textbook for Honors Bio if you were curious about that. In this remote environment, I do try to keep homework to a reasonable level. You shouldn't expect to have them having homework every night, but I do give homework in the class at least a couple times a week. I want them to have a notebook, a physical notebook. I know it sounds old-fashioned, a physical notebook out when they're on their meets, because a lot of times we do diagrams and drawings and things that just get a little clunky when you're on the computer. And so that's something that I do care about. And if they have graph paper, that's good. We don't actually do a lot of graphing by hand. I'll teach them how to graph in Google Sheets, and they'll learn a lot about using data analysis tools on the computer. But they can always print out a grid if they are asked to do a graph by hand, and that's really the only materials that I really require. So keep it easy, keep it simple, and that's it. I really look forward to an exciting year. I hope we get back to the building. I don't know how that will go, obviously, but reach out to me with anything you need, and we'll be in touch.